Now then, welcome back to another episode of Agrarian Skies 2. A bit strange, this one. I didn't know that this molten nickel was going to make silicon presses in the casting table. I was just swapping them over because it got stuck. There was a blockage between these, and I just broke the table, and I was just putting the cast back on, and it started producing from molten nickel that was still in the pipe. That's kind of the issue with the pipe, is the pipe holds a liquid, and even if the casting table isn't ready for that liquid, and if you change which liquid's which, the pipe's still got to empty out first. Just a few little issues like that. But now it's making a load of silicon presses by the looks of it. Well, it was trying to anyway. Let's take that back and see how many presses it made. Press. Yeah, Inscriber silicon presses. It's made 18 of them for me. Why, thank you so much. I didn't mean that to happen. That wasn't meant to happen. It was meant to be a different way altogether. But that's cleared the pipe. Oh, now what? Molten lead's going to do it as well? This is an update. Yeah, this is an update. Oh, come on, get out of it. Fine. I'll break you then. Was it calculation presses that way? Oh man. Okay, I've got to be careful of this method now, you see, because of recipes like that are set to change things the way I've got things set up over and over again, changing the setup. But we should get all of this processed soon. The backlog is caught up, and we're getting there. It's getting there quickly. Ingot wise, we've got lots and lots of stuff. And ore dust wise, we've got a fair bit for that end one to process. So I might just change things around just to have a processing on this one for now. But the first one has caught up and is just doing the last little bits of copper and iron as it arrives, sort of keeping up now, which is good. So I shouldn't have any more problems over this side. But this one I have to keep coming and checking because of the mixed metals inside it and that blockage problem there. But never mind. There's something I want to show you before we get too far in. I'm going to have a sleep and I'm going to show you something. Look at the cool new entry screen. The loading screen now for Agrarian Skies 2 is awesome. This is the 1.1.4 version of Agrarian Skies 2. I have managed to get my save to work. I had to change my quest data again. And I haven't been through the quest data to fix it. Because I wanted just to get it to work so that I could do the world download for you guys. So that's been done, but I should think all my quest book data is gone. Yeah. /HQM quest. That gives me another book. Awesome, thank you very much for another book. And I've got no quest completed. So I've got to go through the whole editing and getting through all this side of things later on today. But we've never touched on bees and trees, okay? And I wanted to work on this week, getting some bees going. But, as always, I've been doing a bit of work over the weekend, so I best show you what I've been doing first. I will... Wait. Wow, look at all the mobs in there. You can see the mobs banging around. Awesome. I've just been filling up my wand. So I've been down here and I've just been smacking these guys, which is why I've got 35 levels. Collecting all these little ores, filled up all my wands quickly before the episode. But that's done now. So we'll put those away. There's a few bits and pieces I still want to do with Thaumcraft, especially Thaumcraft Automation. I've been having a lot of fun with Thaumcraft Automation, and I intend to carry on having a lot of fun with Thaumcraft Automation. But bees take a little bit of time. Bees take time. The problem I've got here at the minute is that these 1K storage drives fill up very quickly with the Essentia. The method that I've been using to create Essentia just recently has filled these up very fast. So I'm going to need to extend my cells. Like at the minute I can't take any more Essentia into the system until I do an upgrade. And I will do the upgrade. But first off I wanted to show you down here. I've had to move around, I've had to change about, and I've got some more processes that are now automated. This is still the temporary, whatever I need, version of the Crucible to get the Essentia into jars when I need it for different processes, but I've got the beginnings of an automatic system. And I've spent the weekend crafting all of these bits and pieces, these Essentia providers, which are pretty cool, and having some interfaces. I haven't yet programmed the interfaces, and I've just noticed that this Essentia provider is blue because it's connected to a blue cable. And the rest of them are normal because they got added afterwards. And they're not connected to a blue cable. Oh, well, I don't suppose it really matters. I could change it if I have to. But we've got channels and channels and channels running around here. I had to do a second P2P tunnel. So I've used 2 P2P tunnels on this section so far. One's now running at 23 channels. It was running at 32 and then I ran out of channels, so I had to put the second one in. Which meant that a few things, 14 things, have now been added to a new section and taken off the original. So I've got some channels to spare in both again. I've talked about these ages ago, back when I was doing this water shard process. If you don't remember what I was doing here, it's basically this glacial precipitator creates ice. Slowly but surely it creates ice. It's got a frosty thing instead of a full thing. That's cool. So I've got an infinite water pumping into there. That's created ice, which is pumping into the automatic hammer. The hammer crushes ice and makes water shards. Makes water shards, and it also makes ice shards. Then I've got the ice shards going into a packager, so that every every 9 of those gets packaged into an ice and gets fed back round into the crusher, the hammerer, to put more ice in there. So it's always got ice from the byproduct as well. And we're getting lots and lots of water shards for basically free. So we're basically making infinite water shards with this little system. It does take power, but I've got quite a bit of power, so that's not a problem. So a little bit of power and we get infinite water shards. And I wanted to turn those infinite water shards into infinite everything. yeah, good big plans. So, the first thing I've set up, right, these Essentia providers just basically provide Essentia from the AE system, from the storage, and fill these up as we need them. So, in order to turn water shards into balanced shards, we need 2 of every other core Essentia, tier 1 Essentia, or prime Essentia. And the Ordo is where it's stuck at the minute, but the Essentia provider from the AE system will take any Ordo it gets from the system, put it in here, any Perditio, any Terra, and then once it's filled all up, it'll spit out a balanced shard, and it'll land into the hopper will run along here, and then it'll go into the interface, which goes back into the AE system. On the next bit, it's how to create the other shards. There are, well, I've got water shards, but there's fire, air, and earth as well. So we've got the 4 elemental shards, and then we've got order and entropy as the other 2 types of shards. And to make these, we've got a simple recipe again. Put a balanced shard in here, give it some of its element and some permutatio, which is a change element, and it will make the shards. So those are all set up like that, with the Essentia providers on the back to give the Essentia as we've got it, and the interfaces are going to have some patterns in to hopefully sort out all of this business. So that's one thing that I want to set up quickly now. And where's my Ordo shards? I haven't got any balance shards made. I've used them all up. Okay, have I got a balance shard kicking around in there? Yes, I have. I'm going to take that out then. Right, so we're going to do some patterns, and we're going to make the shards that we want. So this is a processing pattern. A balance shard equals an air shard. Work. Or it equals, let's say, a fire shard. Work. Or it equals an earth shard. You get the idea. We just get all of these made up so that we can have the method for making shards. Whenever I want a shard, we can make a shard. What's the other one I need? Order shard. There we go. Let's have that. Okay, so that's all of the 5 types of shard. We don't need to make the water shard, so there we go. And then round on this side, I can't quite reach them, but it's fire, air, earth. So, fire, air, earth, and then order, entropy. Okay. So round the back here, we would have a pattern to show I want a balance shard. We want a pattern to show that we want a fire shard. We want a pattern to show that we want an air shard. A pattern to show how to make an earth shard. A pattern to show how we make the order shards. And a pattern to show how we make the entropy shards. So now the AE system, apart from that one which we've got to make, which I will set up next. Let's do balance shard in there. And a water shard in there. And make that one. There we go. And throw that away. So now, if I've set this one up as well right, we should have the ability in here to craft any shard we want. Shards, there we go. Let's change it so that we can see craftable only. So now each of those is craftable, which is cool. And if I select an earth shard and there's no balance shards, it will create a balance shard first and then create the earth shard because it knows the two processes, which is good. So I can now request any shards I want out of the AE system. I've already got the infinite water, so we've got all of the shards I need. It's only the essentia to make the shards that we're kind of stuck on, that we're kind of short on. I'm going to take all them out of there, actually. Yeah, I'm kind of stuck on those at the minute. So a method for doing that was going to be having Arcane Alembic set up to automatically produce those said things, and that's what's kind of overdone it for me at the minute, because my storage system can't cope with the amount that I've made. I've set these up. Let me fly a little bit. Set these up. As you can see, you can't see the balance shard one there, right? Here you've got the fire shards, and to make Ignis, we are using blaze powder, which makes 1 Ignis per blaze powder, and we get that from the blaze farm when I run it. So I've got a good stock of blaze powder, so I've got an infinite stock of Ignis. We're going to have air, but I haven't got anything to melt down, or alembic down, or furnace down, alchemical furnace down into air just yet. Terra, well, cobblestone does terra, 1 terra, and it also does 1 perditio. And that's coming from cobblestone. So I've got 2 lots of cobblestone in there, just constantly making terra and perditio. Order, I haven't got anything in yet for order, which is why I need to, that's why those are stuck, because I haven't been doing anything particular with order yet. And then I've got this for aqua, so it just basically feeds it with shards, water shards. Yeah, and this is currently offline. These have all just gone offline for some reason. Why? Got 14 channels coming down here, 14 channels there, 6 there, 14 there, and then it goes all the way back, and at this point it's got 14 channels. Why has it run out? What have I done wrong here to make these ones stop working? The last 3 have stopped working on the chain. Ah, because I've got that there as well. I see. Alright, so if I make some of that, clear that off, I can swap this with that. That'll do it. Oh man, the little changes I've made just between having everything working properly and starting this episode. I just added all of these on and thought, yep, they'll all work. Now they should all work. They should all come back into life, because that's got an extra 6 channels there. This one should have 14. This one should have just connected. Come on, update. Update the blocks. Okay. Let's take this out of here. Does mean I take that off as well, but never mind. And put it back on there like that. And connect. There we go. We put that on there. And then we put that on there. Now that doesn't connect to that, so that then goes straight through there. Good job. So we should have an update taking effect now. 6 channels that way. 6 channels that way making 12, 6 channels that way making 18, and then we've got 18 channels going all the way back to the start. Okay, and everything should be lit again now. Yeah! Okay. Good, good. Right, so this will start filling up with water shards again and do that. Okay. These alembics, though, they've got no room to put anything into the applied energistic system. So these Essentia import buses can't do anything right now, which is an issue that I've got to fix. But I want to fix it up at other times. I don't really want to fix it up right now. And I think I just lost that cable. Cable. Cover. Where is... Oh, I'll just put this one on for now. I got a spare. I'll just put that one on for now. I need a ladder there. I can fly, but I need a ladder there. There we go. That'll do. And I'll tidy that up and do some more work on that at a later date. But that's generally what I've got going on at the moment. And in the world download, you'll be able to have a quick look to see what's going on in there. I also would like to open all of these treasures and have a look into the bees. So, first up then, before I go and get the quest book sorted out, I'm going to open these treasures and have a look, see what we've got. Also got myself one of these based on the comments as well, which I'll show you in a minute. But let's quickly check these out. Where we get ender pearls, potion of healing. Yeah, splash potions. Open them all. Let's see what we get out of however many it was. Not bad. Oh, we got mundane amulets, loads of potions and bits and pieces, and some other cool stuff. A mundane belt that needs enchanting. Yeah, cool. Lots of splash potions in those sorts. Oh, look at them all. Okay. Let's throw stuff into the AE system, where it's best kept for a later date. There we go. Right, cleared all that lot. And what was this one? A potion of poison. Yummy. Just what I wanted. Potion of poison. And then the other ones are uncommon treasures. Lots of gold by the looks of it. Uh-oh. I just splashed that away. We've got golden apples. We've got lots of gold coins. We've got some helmets and chain stuff and bits and pieces. Plenty of gold coins for this. That's good. They count as gold nuggets in a lot of recipes. A couple of diamonds. Yeah, okay. Not a bad little hoard, if I do say so myself. And we've got a ring or something down there as well. Very good. Cool. Okay, I'll take all this and get rid of it all back into the AE system. And I want to find out about bees. I want to start on bees this week. So that the bees can be processing and working while I'm doing some more Thorncraft or doing some more blood magic or doing some more bits and pieces. I also want to do a bit more automation over there. I might not do too much more Botania, but there's a few things that we want to get in Botania that I may have to try and get done this week as well. A few runes and things. So, let me just address this point that was raised last episode with the Silverwoods. One thing, I tried taking the node from the Silverwood log by surrounding it in a jar and using the jar thing, and it wouldn't take it. So I broke it in order to get whatever I could out of it, the best I could out of it. Also, it was mentioned in the comments about getting a crook. So I got a flux-infused crook. Cluck. And I also put Fortune 3 on it. I just did a random enchantment on it. And got Efficiency 4, Fortune 3 on Breaking 3, which is pretty nice. So we've got this. And it does break the blocks quickly enough. But there doesn't seem to be any more chance of getting Silverwood saplings than just doing it by hand. It was also mentioned use shears, but yeah, I think that there's a setting for Thorncraft. Thorncraft has a particular setting in Powerless. Make it go faster. There is a particular setting in Thorncraft that doesn't allow things like this to manipulate Silverwood trees. There's a good reason for it. There's been manipulation of it in the past because you're basically growing nodes, or potentially growing nodes every time a Silverwood tree grows. So I think there's a limitation deliberately put in there by Alzanor, yeah, to stop people from abusing the Silverwood tree. which I would do if I had the opportunity. But there's a problem with that. It doesn't always work. And I have got nothing other than a few worms out of that. So I didn't even get a sapling out of this. And this is a Fortune 3 crook. I know it's an advanced crook because it's a powered crook, but it's still a crook. It was still working as a crook because I got some silkworms out of them. So they're still there. It's still something that I can do. There's no node in this one, which I'm not too bothered about. Another question about that while we're at it, right? Let's go in here and drop this off. I'll drop me crook off in there for now. How did I make the arum? Well, this stuff makes 2 arum, and I needed arum for, what was it exactly? I needed arum for something last episode, and somebody asked in the comments, how did I make it? Well, the only thing I've scanned that had it in was those, so breaking nodes and things like that. We had a lot of rewards from those the other day. It is called Ethereal Essence. Ethereal Essence. It's what you get for killing wisps and breaking nodes. And we got a few from various bits and pieces, but they give you aram, and various other component parts, other essentia from them. So I just smelted down some of those that I got, and I've used a load more to make stuff that I've got. I've just went wisp killing in the nether for a little while. Grabbed what I needed and made the few things that I needed to make. Yeah, I can't remember what it was that I was making that needed it, but there was definitely something. Maybe it was the wand or something like that. But that's it. That's Thaumcraft done for today, folks. Thank you very much. I want to look at bees now, so we're going to start, as we do, with having a look in the quest book at the quest line. So I'm going to redo all of the quests that I've done. I'm going to edit it all up and sort it all out and see what's new as we get there, but that'll be for another episode. This episode, we've got bees and trees, and we've never touched on this. So the first thing is to make forestry machines, a carpenter, a squeezer, and a centrifuge. Carpenter, squeezer, centrifuge. We should be able to do this. Let's change this over to forestry if we can. See if it's working this time around. Sometimes this doesn't work when you're doing stuff. Forestry for Minecraft, there we go. And get rid of that. We got ethereal bees in there, awesome. Okay, so we want a crafting grid. Let's do this. Carpenter. Let's see what we can make. It's bronze ingots. I've got some bronze ingots. That's cool. Okay, good. Sturdy casing is also bronze ingots, Tinker's alloys. So we'll get one of those, and then we should just have enough for the carpenter afterwards. Good. Awesome. So I need to make some more bronze before I can progress that further. Squeezer and centrifuge. We're probably going to need those bronze as well. Let's see about making some bronze. Forestry bronze, we can use that old recipe. Cool. 3 copper and a tin makes bronze. You can also smelt it in Tinker's bronze as well, but we've got this little forestry recipe which is easier than smelting because you just literally put them together. It's the same amount of requirements, goods and stuff in order to do that, but we'll just make well, actually I'll make a couple of stacks just so we've got plenty, because we're going to need plenty of bronze for forestry. So I'll make 230, that should do that. And the next up, we needed a squeezer. We're going to need one of those, so we'll pop one of those out. I'm going to make 2 of those because I think the next machine needs that as well. And that gives us a squeezer. And the other thing we needed was a centrifuge. Of course, a centrifuge. Centrifuge. There we go. And boom. That one uses copper. Okay. So all very similar recipes, as always. Right? That gives us the basic components for bees. Awesome. Several machines are needed to fully process bees and their byproducts. A squeezer can turn most seeds into seed oil, honey drops into honey, and with the right recipe, cobble into lava. Oh, okay, cool. I don't need that, but that's cool. It's another way to start out if you want to make lava. That's pretty good. A carpenter is used to make various components. Yep. A centrifuge is used to process bee combs into honey and other resources. Some bees have metals and gems hidden in their combs. You can get lots and lots of cool stuff from magic bees and stuff. So we're going to be going down this route. I get 5 tropical hives, some honeycomb, and a beealyzer just for completing the first quest. That's pretty good. I like. And we've opened up now into attracting bees. To start into the wonderful world of apiculture, yeah, you must first attract some bees. Craft an artificial hive, then process seeds in a squeezer to get seed oil. Place a bucket of seed oil in a wooden barrel and stick the hive in the barrel of oil. Once you have a scented artificial hive, place it somewhere the bees will enjoy. Forest bees want a forest biome. All bees need to see the sky. Okay, so now we've got to make a scented artificial hive, which was a barrel of oil, stick the hive in a barrel of oil. Okay, and we get a modest hive and meadows hives for that as well. Cool. Okay, let's keep all this together. I've got the bee box there. I haven't got any bees anywhere else, have I? I didn't store any anywhere else. No, I don't think I did. Oh, I'll put some shards up there I've got to sort out. A couple of earth shards. I forgot about those. And hives. What have we gained so far? Nothing. Nothing. Okay. What have I got so far of anything any good towards bees? Let's have a little looky. Doesn't look like much, does it? Doesn't look like much in here. No. So it doesn't look like we've gained very much at all for bees. I thought we had a few more bits than that. We've got a couple of bees. We've got an Oblivion drone and an Oblivion princess. So we've got some Oblivion stuff. Let's put those into there. Did I put any more pages full? No, I didn't. So they're the first 2 bees. We'll put those into there. Right. So let's get on with making the hive. We've got to make an artificial hive. So that means we're going to need to come out of forestry. So we can have a look at the artificial hive, which is a hay bale and a silk mesh. That shouldn't be too hard. And then the scented ones doesn't have a recipe, but we know what happens there, don't we? Okay, so we're going to have wheat. Let's make a hay bale. Shall I make several of those? Yeah, let's make 3 altogether. 4 to make it nice and evens. There we go. We'll make 4 of those. And we'll have a look at mesh, which is easier. Mesh. I've got 3 mesh. Wouldn't you get it, eh? I just said I'll make 4, and I've got 3 mesh ready. Okay, well, that's not a problem. Mesh. We can just make another one. There we go. And then clear that off and make this. Okay, so we've got 4 artificial hives. So next up we need to crush some seed oil. So what seeds have I got? Not really that many. I've got cactus seeds. I don't know if cactus seeds will work. I've got lots of them, that's the thing. I've got lots of them, so we need to put them in a squeezer with a power supply. It's chucking it down with rain again. Where's the nearest power supply that's not going to be overdoing it? That might be worth doing it up here, actually. Let's do it over here, because I've got the wheat farm here. So I can possibly turn those seeds into it. And I've got a Tesseract here, which is gaining energy. So let's put the squeezer next to that. This is just temporary. I'm going to plan on moving a load of bits out later. And let's see if cactus seeds do anything. Nope, can't put cactus seeds in there. Okay, what about wheat seeds? Can I turn these into normal wheat seeds? Yes, I can. And then that will process down into... Yep, that will process down into seed oil. Okay, and then I've got to put the seed oil in a bucket. Okay, so I've got to do a bit of squeezing. I'll get rid of this rain and I'll be back with you guys in a bit. Alrighty, so the first bucket of seed oil has arrived. These seeds are so easy to get once you've got a wheat farm that I can do this quite a bit, I should think. And I put a barrel over here, put that in the barrel. That looks pretty cool. Seed oil in a barrel. And now I'm supposed to put one of these artificial hives into there. Yeah. and then it becomes a scented artificial hive. Okay, that's cool. Awesome. A bee trap. Right, well, I was planning on doing some building. Now I can fly. I can hover over the void nicely. I was thinking of extending my little skyblock island using either clay. Well, I think I've got to use clay, really, because of animals spawning on grass. If I have animals spawning on grass, then I'm going to get attacked by pigs and sheep all day, every day. So I'm going to have to make up a load more clay and automate some process to help me do that. I've got the cactus seeds already, so I might automate something like that and start building out a big another area. I think on the map, I'm planning on bringing the whole thing out another. Well, let's zoom in here. Another chunk all the way around, right? But what I want to do is raise that up, so we're starting to hill up. This section over here, the mob farm, was always meant to be the start of a hill. So I've been messing around with ideas to build it up, and I'm not really that pleased with it. Not really that pleased with any of it. I think I need the buildings to stick out a bit more to make it look like a hill. But I want the hill to start rising up around the outside, making this the centre of a kind of a bowl. I get it over here. And in that chunk all the way around, I was going to grow all the different tree types and get all the different bee types and things like that. But we'll see how that goes, because I don't know about biomes that I'm going to face around here as well. I don't know what biomes there's going to be and the like. So we will see next episode if I've been successful. The world download will be available at this episode. I will put the link in episode 40 and this episode 41. And I will see you next episode. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.